Okay, right. Yeah, you can bring up everything in the best way possible. Got it. All right, my check. Is it all good? Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, welcome back to another live stream episode of English Center. And yeah, you can already see on the screen what is the topic we're going to talk about today. Yes, a pretty hot topic right now. I mean, it's not really as hot as it was a few months ago. However, it is still having something like, yeah. Okay, I think I messed up the shit. Okay, give me 1 second. I think I messed up the. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're back. Everything is okay. All right, so yeah, as I said, it is not a really hot topic current. It is a hot topic currently, but it was not as hot as it was a few months ago. Like, when it was during the COVID-19 pandemic, and the topic of charity become a hot trend or a mainstream topic that being talked about by everybody, being discussed by many TV channels and all that stuff. But yeah, this live stream is not or to tackle any individual or any personal, but let's say, yeah, that will be discussed later at the end of the live stream. However, to keep it fresh, for the first part of the live stream, let's say we're gonna get into knowing it, knowing the meaning of the words as well as how you can do charity. I think I did this one before once, in a small part of celebrity live stream. So if you haven't watched it, you can always check it out in our fan page on Facebook or yeah, our YouTube channel as well. I think I talked a little bit about charity before. However, today is going to be the main topic of what we're going to be discovering today. Okay. Yo. Okay. Do you usually? Okay, this is a very sorry for the technical mistake, technical problem right here. So yeah, my question, intentional question was that do you usually give away your, okay, let me make something ridiculous here. I'll try to, do you usually uh, give away money? Yeah, okay, it doesn't sound, oh, it doesn't seem really beautiful, but yeah, in order for you to fully understand this questions. So the question is that do you usually give away your money or clothes? Okay, so since it is the beginning of the live stream and I don't think anybody is watching it right now, so I'm gonna answer this question as well. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you, English. Okay, for commenting on that. All right. Getting back to it, if I was asked this questions, I think I would answer, yeah, I do give away my money, my clothes, of course, but I do, but it's not usually, it's not that frequent. So I mean, let's say once every year or once every 2 years. It's not. I don't have that much of the possession right now in order to give away. But yeah, I'll talk about clothes. But for money, I did it. Yeah, not really often also, but I did it just randomly when I see homeless people. Mhm. Homeless people or the poor living on the street. So yeah, just give them something that can cover their meals or dinner or anything like that. It's not that much, but yeah, I do a little bit of it, not really much for now. Hopefully, I can do it a little bit more in the future. Yeah. But let's say if you have done charity or you give away your money or your clothes, you can try to comment it in the comment section below about where we should donate or where we should do charity, where we can trust and anything like that. Put it in the comment section below and let's let everybody know. Okay? So everybody will be with you in this campaign. Good. I'm thinking I'm running out of words. Sorry, just getting awkward. Okay, good. Getting here, we have how the word is understood. Yeah, the word we are talking about today would be yeah, charity. I read it one more time would be charity. And charity is understood as, yeah, there are two meanings I put on the screen. So charity, you can understand it as an organization for helping people in need, or charities would be organizations for helping people in need, considered as a group, the money, food, or the help that they give. So yeah, in order to make it clear, make this definition. Open. Okay, it's sorry. It's still I don't know if you to try to do something. Yeah, I think I got it. All right, perfect, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. We're back. We're back. Thank you. So yeah. So we were back to where I start. I'm gonna try to explain the second definition you see on the screen. You see that organizations for helping people in need considered as a group that might be full of help that they give. So yeah, charity doesn't really have a name for it. So when people do charity, they actually know, but they will be known somehow. Yeah, they will be known like by their name also. But some people who do charity, let's say in on behalf of an organization or trying to do charity anonymously. So that is would be explained for the second definition you see on the screen. And yeah, and I think you know about charity these days because it has been talked about a lot. It's been discussed a lot on social media, and yeah, it has been a mainstream topic for this year, I believe. Yeah, for this year, it's been quite dramatic with these charity things on social network and TV channels and everything like that. So in reality, there's a lot of things going on with charity. Okay, but let's keep it simple first. So yeah, here is the idiom with charity because that space is a bit too bland, so I'm trying to get something to fit in it. So I try to put an idiom for you. So yeah, we have one idiom only with charity. That would be charity begins at home. So yeah, though the idiom itself means that you should help and care for your own family, etc. Before you start helping other people. Mm, yeah, as far as I understand, I have a research about the meaning of, let's say, the literal meaning of this idiom. However, I try to understand it my way. So I don't know whether it's correct or not, but if you see it, there is any problem or anything that is going against your opinion, you just try to put it in comment section. We will have a debate. But yeah, as far as I understand this idiom, is that when you do charity, you expect nothing in return, right? So the same goes for family. So when you do something for your family, you shouldn't expect anything in return, and it should be your first priority. You should care for your family first before you can start caring or taking care of the society or other people. That is what I think so far. So family first or prioritize family, something like that. Hmm. Okay, thank you. All right, and yeah, we have the next one. This word, I think you know some of you might know about it. This word has been very familiar with you who are an extrovert and try to take part in a lot of activities. Yes, and these people we call them the volunteer. The volunteer are the volunteer is understood as a person who does a job without being paid for it. And it would be a person who offer to do something without being forced to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do volunteer, everything is, let's say, optionally. Yeah, optionally, everything comes from your own will. But you would expect, let's say, not to be paid when doing volunteer work. And there are a lot of volunteers activity these days for students, especially university students. They go to, let's say, the remote area. I think so. They go to the remote area of some certain province near Ho Chi Minh, near their university. And what they're gonna do is that they try to review the school, they try to review the house for the citizen there. And I think it's pretty good. It is a very meaningful activity that can get the students to do something meaningful for the society. That is very meaningful, or that is very interesting, or let's say appealing activity that everybody should try once you are still a student. You can experience a lot of things like how to have good teamwork or how to build a house. Yeah, of course, how to have good teamwork and how to communicate. Yeah, I think that would be the best things about it. Because yeah, when you're working as a team and you're handling, let's say, handling heavy labor, you're handling heavy labor and doing difficult jobs and everything like that. So in those situations, that is when communication comes into practice. Because with communication, with proper communication skill, you can learn to you can learn to persuade other people, and yeah, you can learn to persuade other people as well as you will have the ability to, let's say, enhance voice. I don't know, that is not the voice, but the power in your voice. Yes, so that is a really good way to do volunteering things these days. Beside that, I've seen some of the volunteer with helping the elderly, with helping the elders. So yeah, that would be another interest or another, let's say, worthwhile, worth trying activity because yeah, the elder are needs a lot of help from the youth or maybe from our people. Okay, not only the youth, but the elder will definitely need a lot of help with their daily life. So um, being a volunteer in those campaigns which will be organized for helping the elder, I think that's a great idea. Okay. Okay, thank you. So that is just a brief definition of volunteering. Okay, all right. Yeah, I think I make the definition pretty clear. Yes. Oh yeah, and there would be another definition. You see, yeah, but I didn't put it on the screen, sorry, you didn't see. But the definition would be used for a particular scenario. Would be a volunteer is a person who chooses to join the armed force without being forced to join. Let's say the armed force, you know that, right? I hopefully armed force. So let's say we call it the army. Armed force. We call it briefly we call it the army. And yeah, volunteer is the soldier who apply for the army without being forced to do so. So that is another meaning of volunteer. Okay. Yes. How do you do charity work or volunteer? Yeah, I think I answered these questions at the first, not the first, the third slide. So yeah, I do charity work, but for volunteer so far I didn't do anything. So because I don't really have time for that, and yeah, so far for the past few years I don't really do any volunteer job work, except for when I was in high school. Yeah, I did some volunteer work for, let's say, around the school and for some campaign around the school. That's it. But for charity work, I still do it for now because let's say I doesn't have any intentions behind it. Let's say I want to have a good, let's say I want to have a good fortunes later in life, anything like that. No, I just think like they need, well, let's say I have something and maybe they need what I have. So probably just give it away and make somebody days. So yeah, that is what I think when I do charity work. That is why I don't do really a lot. Let's say I don't do for only one fund or anything. I just give it to random people, and I think that is charity work, hopefully. Mhm. But yeah, that is mostly what I do. But if you have any explore any other answer, you can put it in the chat box below, but I don't know if whether you're gonna put it at once. Okay, great. So here are some charity organizations that you can trust when you put in your fund into it. So yeah, we have a list. Actually, we have more than five, but I just choose one of this most well-known fund or organizations for you. So the first one you see on the screen will be the charity fund. Okay, the charity fund had the initial capital of 500 million, operating under areas of medical assistance, low-cost assistance, and assistance to the poor within Ho Chi Minh City. And yeah, a donor, let's say a donor is the person who donates, right? A donor. Okay, donor is the person who donates. Yeah, donor can contribute either a specific project or not. The money donated to their benefactors is called the sacred money, highly valued by the management of the fund and carefully considered when used for charitable purposes. So yes, it is a trustworthy organization you can put your money into if you are living in Ho Chi Minh City. So the address of this fund is at 15 Mai Kiat, Da Cao Ward, District 1, Ho Chi Minh City. Okay. And yeah, second organization you would see is the Ho Chi Minh City Associations for the Handicapped and Orphans. I think I'm missing the explanation for these two words. Sorry. Okay, let's try to explain each word for you, right? Handicapped. Handicapped are people who are living with the lack of limbs. Okay, so let me explain the word limbs first. Okay, limb would be yeah, a very raw word to describe your leg and your arm. That would be yes. Okay, limb. So yeah, in Vietnamese we call it like chi, right? So yeah, people who are handicapped are the people who would have some problem or lacking of their limbs. And yeah, the handicapped people can be either be, let's say, originally from when they are born or having some accident. So yeah, that is what called handicapped. And the orphans. The orphans are the people who doesn't have legal parents. And you know what I'm saying? Legal parents, which means yeah, they can have a I don't know what is that called. Yeah, adoptive parents, of course, they can have adoptive parents, but they don't have their legal parents. So that we call the orphans. And the orphans living in the orphanage. Yeah, they're right here for you also. Okay, I should have got a I should have got the a table for new vocabulary today. I'm really sorry. Yeah. So Ho Chi Minh City Association for the Handicapped and the Orphans is another good choice that you can truly put your investment in or the funding in. It was had a long story back in October 1989. That is when the organizations were founded. And it was a non-governmental organization, brings together all the charitable organizations and individuals to join hands in helping with disabilities and orphans. A wheelchair donation program sponsored by the Ho Chi Minh City Association for the Handicapped and Orphanage in Ho Chi Minh City. So yeah, and this place has the headquarters or the office in the same district as the charity fund, which is at 33B, Phung Khắc Khoang, Da Cao Ward, District 1, Ho Chi Minh City. Okay. Okay, and yeah, if those two selection doesn't satisfy you with your charity desire, you can try to have a try or have an investment in Heartbeat Vietnam. So Heartbeat Vietnam is a charity in Ho Chi Minh City for poor children with congenital heart disease or congenital. Hmm, interesting. Congenital is something like you get it from when you were born. Congenital. Let me write it for you. Congenital. Yeah, right. Yeah. Congenital is the disease or the sickness that you get when you are born. Okay, so that's what we call congenital. And Heartbeat Vietnam is a charity organization operating in Ho Chi Minh City as well as the whole country, specializing in helping poor children with congenital heart disease. Mm, okay, and the sacred mission of helping all children continue their future cannot be accomplished without the support of the community, the media, and benefactors, and yourselves. So the Heart of Vietnam Foundation celebrate the revival of the 5,000th baby. Oh yeah, this is the picture. You can't see it. Sorry. And yeah, another organization you can trust in Ho Chi Minh City would be the Ho Chi Minh City Child Welfare Association. So the Ho Chi Minh City Child Welfare Association is a non-profit social organization consisting of individuals and organizations in Ho Chi Minh City, having a shared interest in education, protection, and child protection for Vietnamese children in Ho Chi Minh City. It is operates in accordance with the Vietnamese law and technically managed on child care and protection. Interesting. Okay, so to donate, you can donate via PayPal or bank transfer or send in-kind donations. So our kids and family all need dry food or milk, rice, canned food, uh, and any other products that you can send. And making and last method you can use would be making a fundraising campaign under their name. Okay, nice. And yeah, the last but not least options you have would be the Temple of the Pagoda. Temple of Pagoda is a good choice for those who have, let's say, the religion, you know, because yeah, when you have something you believe in and you invest into it, that would be a best feeling ever, right? And a lot of temple or a lot of pagoda will need fund in order to raise the orphans or in order to operate. See, I'm not talking about raising orphans. It's just the side mission or the side quest of a temple or pagoda. But you already know that temple and pagoda is operating on the fund of the people. Mhm. Mm, so that is why they are not gaining anything from the social, or they're not gaining anything from the society or communities. So what they are living on is actually the fund from the communities or from the people who go to that temple or pagoda. So funding for temple or pagoda would help it to continue its operations, as well as helping, yeah, as I said, the other parts of operating would be raising the orphans. So yeah, if you put in the fund for the temple or the pagoda, I think that is a great work if you have a specific religion and you believe in some religions. So try to go to do some charity in that way. You will feel much better. Okay, that is good. Hopefully. Then just talking to. We have one viewer. I don't know who is the viewer, but yeah, thank you very much for keep watching. I really appreciate all that. Okay, good. Okay. So posing the next questions here is that if I have no money, what would I how can I do charity work? So yeah, we're gonna instruct you how to charity, how to do charity work without money. Okay, so when it comes to charity, it's not all about money. You know what I'm talking? Like it can be anything. It can be prayers also, to be honest. Like yeah, it can be something, let's say, cannot be seen, or to something materialistic like money. But charity can happen in a lot of form. But here is how you do charity without spending your own money. So yeah, if you are running short of money, or if you can do these step methods instead, you should try. Okay, we have 7 different steps, and I'm gonna explain each of them for you. Okay, 8 different way that you can do. Should think I switch to a different article. Yes, what you need to do would be you can choose to do either of these 8 method, but I think they are pretty easy also. So one of the most popular, no, prime example, all right, I will talk about the prime example. In this case, would be using social network to speak out. Nowadays, let's say you know the power of social network, right? Like if something happened like 5 minutes ago, 5 minutes later, it will reappear on social network, and the whole world, yeah, the whole world will know about it if you have the power to the communities. But yeah, let's say it spread really fast. The news and all those stuff, the campaign and marketing, the news, some viral thing, they spread like winds. I think okay, I need to find an idiom for that. Just pissed at myself. Spread like wildfire. Okay. Spread like wildfire. I hate myself for this. Shit. Okay. It was just on the tip of my tongue now. Okay, I hate myself for this. Spread like wildfire. Yes, remember that, Harry. Okay, so getting back to it, I say that news and all the informations on social media now that they can spread like wildfire. So sharing a charity post on your social media accounts would be a great way to amplify the organization's message. And yeah, there is a campaign called Save the Children. It is actually available on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. So you can follow or use the hashtag to support it. That is how you see the power of internet. So not every single actions or physical things were made. However, they will create enough power in order to change something. So yeah, use social network. And number 2 would be donate your birthday. Mm-hmm. So with this method, it's pretty simple if I break it down. It will be asking friends and family to make birthday donations on your behalf instead of having them to purchase gifts is a simple and easy way to give back. So instead of buying gifts for you on your birthday, you can ask them to buy something that they can do for the charity or buy something that they can give away as a donation, right? And you should be staying informed because many nonprofits provide the opportunity to sign up for news and alerts via email. So these email can provide additional ways to get involved, like volunteer opportunities, volunteer I told you in the previous two slides, supply drives or social posts to share. And yeah, stay informed. You can stay informed. Actually, these days you can be, let's say, stay informed pretty easy because you know what? Everything is on the internet, and literally you can see everything now on the internet within a few minutes. So yeah, it's best to stay informed so that you can choose them. You can have the best selections upon choosing which fund or which organizations that you want to do charity with, work with. Okay. And yeah, try to donate supplies or gently used items. Yeah, I'm trying to emphasize that phrase, gently used items. Because local organizations often need supplies like food and clothing to continue their good work. You know why I emphasize on gently used items? Because when you donate something, even though it is used, of course, yeah, you would at least giving something away, giving something that is still usable away. Yeah, I'm talking to, as say, the lowest standard available, so usable only. At least giving something, let's say, usable to the other people. You cannot give something that is broken and expect them to fix it and use it later. Now, that is actually rude. You rather not doing charity than doing it that way. So yeah, just give something that is still usable or still practical to them in order to, let's say, của người mới ta, they can have make use of it and somehow if that thing is doesn't work for you but somehow it can help their life be a better thing. So, yeah, be gentle or be nice when giving things away. Okay. And yes, volunteer your time. So volunteering is a great way to support your favorite charity. So volunteering opportunities can range anywhere from cleaning up the neighborhood to planting a community garden. Ooh, planting community garden. Yeah, you see a lot of these methods nowadays in Vietnam. A lot of a lot of students taking part in campaigns in planting the forest and that. So yeah, as I said, volunteering job. Okay, I'm not talking about number six now. Number six is pretty intense. Talk about number seven first. Shop online with a charitable platform. You see nowadays that many websites and apps offer user opportunities to raise money for charities using their platform. So, for example, one of the most popular let's say, markets you see nowadays would be Amazon, and in Amazon they have a spectacular section called, sorry, not spectacular, particular section called Amazon Smile. So what Amazon Smile would do would be it would donate a percentage of the customer purchase to the charity of the customer's choice. You see, interesting. So you really know you really know what your money will, where your money will go, and what it will do. So yeah, I think this is a very nice work by Amazon. Okay. Yeah, well, let's get back to the let's get back to the intense option. So leave a donation in your will. You see many people, let's say when they're coming to the death, let's say coming to the last days of their life, they're thinking, what the I'm gonna do with my bank account, or what should I do with it? So many people would choose to share for the family or share for the relatives and all that. But some, let's say for some old, for rich people or some filthy rich people, they usually like when they die, there's a lot of news, a lot of article of the journal talking about how they leave the possessions or the assets of their own assets to the give it to the charity or give it to some fund. So that would be leaving a donation in your will. So your will is the letter, the final letter that you write to in order to explain, let's say, which things that will, which of your asset or which of your possession will go to different person, different people, or different organizations who will know. But yeah, that is simply just the meaning of the word will or will. Mhm. So yeah, leaving the donation in your will, but I think for those who are watching this live stream, I think there will be a long time until you do this step. So maybe just skip it. Don't even think about it. Okay, but yeah, as I said, a lot of method or a lot of way that you can give away your possessions or your goodwill, I think. Mhm. So try to find the one that would be suitable for you and easiest to be done. You can try to give back to the community. Okay. So here are some suggestions. Here are some of our suggestions that you can use to in order to do some charity without spending your pocket money if you are students. Okay, so what we're going to talk here will be volunteer work you can try. Okay, so we have firstly fun work. Mhm. Yeah, farm work would be the you see would be one of the most popular charity volunteer activity. Mhm. Most popular charity activity you see on other countries as well. It's not only in Vietnam, but yeah, it is easy to be done. So volunteering on a farm work is a great way to get back with nature and learning important life skills. So farms are always looking for reliable and fit volunteer to help with tasks such as animal care or feeding, fence building or repairs, harvest or pick and packing. A lot of things to do, right? Mhm. So yeah, you can learn about this. It can be a fun activity if you are into farming and agricultural or animals, even animals. Yeah, try farm work would be a great idea. And yeah, if you really are an animal person, so you should try animal rescue and care. Mhm. So animal shelters are always looking for volunteers to help to clean their cages, which is not really what I like to do. Feed the animal, yes, I like to do this one. Walk dogs, maybe. Play with cats, yeah. And conduct behavioral training. Mm. Can a can a volunteer doing behavioral training? I think this is quite out of hand. maybe if you do training for a crocodile, who knows what's gonna happen, right? Hmm. I don't think this is good for a beginner. Okay, but if you like animal, you can try. So yeah, less hand-on tasks such as fundraising, events, social media, accounting, and IT are all excellent example of volunteer work that can also be done virtually. An animal lover can also look into animal adoption for fostering or training guides dog to involve in caring for animal in your home. That is a good idea. And another one we have here will be teaching. Teaching will be the another popular way of volunteering you see nowadays in university. Let's say there are boundless opportunities to become a volunteer teacher, both at home and abroad. So volunteers are more responsible for taking classes, preparing lesson plans, assigning tasks to students, administering tests, grading students' work, and making learning English fun and engaging for both adults and students. Talking about, yeah, English, but it can be applied for any subjects also. So you see in some university, some club, right? Yeah, in some club of university, they sometimes have the volunteer teaching day. They go to some school, um, let's say some school in the remote area, and they try to give them classes for maybe for 1 week or for 1 month. They're gonna stay there. I think that is meaningful, and that would help to reduce the illiteracy in the community we are living in. And yeah, working with children and youth, not my cup of tea. So volunteering with children is extremely rewarding and helping you gain experience for future careers in charity, education, and social work. I didn't know it makes sense, but I've been working with children and youth, and it wasn't so much a pleasant experience for me. So yeah, I don't think I got a good view about this one. But for those who are into children or love children, I think that is a good choice because you spend all days with the children, and at the end of the day, you realize that you did something for life, for communities, right? Just doing the thing you love, but you're helping the community. Okay, great. And you, number one, we have volunteering work with the elderly. You might have already know this is a um, popular method we have in other countries. Not we have, but in other countries have. Sorry. So volunteering work with the elderly, you see, like with an aging populations and many elderly people cut off from the communities. Volunteering is a great way to improve the lives of the older generations. So from volunteering at a nursing home to delivering meals. So I think that would be a great way that you can help caring for the elder, or you can apply it with the homeless or the poor. So when you see people on the streets, you can give them some money that they can afford a meal or dinner, anything like that. I think that would be um, very meaningful. You should try that. Okay, great, great. Okay, and yeah, there are many other different ways that you can do charity work, except for not except for, like for example, for instance, so you can try to do wildlife conservations. So it is you know, wildlife conservation, I don't think really practical in Vietnam, but maybe in other country. So as the work is developing non-stop, it is important to protect the native animals and their natural habitats. So getting involved with the wildlife conservation project could see you counting penguins on Phillip Island. But I don't think we have that in Vietnam. Not yet so far. Mhm. Okay, but yeah, those are the volunteer work you should try or you can try. Okay, so what would you do if you see someone, you see homeless people? I think I talk about this is the third time I'm posing the question and I'm just answering the question. Okay, I'm just a little bit stupid at this point. Okay, so what would you do if you see homeless people? Mm, Personally, as I said, I answered this twice, so this is the third time I say it. Um, yeah, I just trying to give them some spare money, some of my pocket money in order for them to be able to afford a proper meal, maybe a dinner or a lunch. Mm. And I think that is all I can give right now. I can give more in the future, of course. That is when I am more financially independent. But for now, I'm trying my best. Let's say to make sure that everybody is having a, a good life quality. So yeah, as much as I can help, that is what I do. All right. Yeah. Getting back to the facing the reality. Charity is the heaven for the rich. I don't want to put in any negativity in this live stream, but however, we're talking about charity, so let's put this in a little bit to heat this up. So charity is the heaven for the rich. You already know that in all the countries and in Vietnam, maybe, yeah. But I see all the examples are in other countries, so I'm not really sure about Vietnam. So I'm just saying maybe, but a lot of celebrities and a lot of the rich, the wealthy rich people would choose charity, or they have another term would be, let's say, philanthropy. Philanthropy as a way to get away with tax paying. Mhm. And yeah, they try to avoid all the tax by using charity, by organizing charity organizations and funding on all those stuff. But it would be very long in order to explain in words. So if you're interested in this matters, you can type the same thing on Google search bar and you see thousands of results right in your face. Charity would be, yeah, the hammer for the rich. Okay, I'm just saying quick. I don't want this live stream. I talk over 5, 50 minutes to get banned. Okay, but yeah, you remember this? That is what I'm talking about. So Vietnam celebrity facing scandals over philanthropy. Yeah, I think I just show the picture. I don't want to attack or having any mentioning any celebrities here because we have this is an education environment. But you know, yeah, you see this picture and this picture can talk, right? You literally know what I'm saying. There's a lot of scandals around last year and this year. But so far, most of them are solved and most of them become clearer to the community. And yeah, this woman is very talented in order to do anything she did in the past. So that is why the ministry advised toward creating such fund to use the donated money and provide updated to local authority and support. and consultations. Donation from individual must be transparent. That was stressed by the ministry. Mhm. So yeah, a lot of scandals, a lot of rumors, a lot of news and things going on with celebrities versus charity. Mm. Yeah, celebrity and charities was one of two of the hot keywords in the last year. So the question posing here would be, should the rich be obligated to do charity work? I'm not answering this question. Pretty sensitive, pretty subjective, pretty sensitive, pretty objective also. So yeah, I think charity should start from your own will. If you want to do it, you do it. It's not should or should not. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for that answer. Oh shit. Okay. It's not okay. It's not work up anything. Okay. Let me okay. Let me delete this one really quick. I don't know why. Save. All right. So yeah, let's make the shit. That's fine. Yeah, I hate myself. So you know. Okay. You see this picture. You know what is going on, right? Yes, this is the thing that we the person what we're gonna talk about would be how you do charity work, and we have a sentence in Vietnam that would be let's say của cho không bằng cách cho, if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah, của cho không bằng cách cho, but we actually doesn't really have a we don't really have the that's idiom or that proverb in English. So that is why I just put simply the title here would be the attitude matters. So yeah, I don't know if it makes sense to you, but at least for me it makes some sense. So yeah, the attitude matters. Whenever you do anything, whether it's a big things or a small thing, try to mix or keep a good attitude towards other people. So like for this guy, let's say he had a good willing, he has good intention, however, his mouth doesn't support him very much. So yeah, he has been criticized a lot these days for the past 2 days, I think. So yeah, now that is when yeah you should choosing words carefully before speaking it up, especially on the internet or on social media. You can get attacked every time. Okay, so taken for that case, we can get how to get proper etiquette for doing charity. This is extracted from a book, let's say a religious book, religion book. So yeah, it's lay on a different layer of meaning. You know what I'm saying? But just try to break it down to the simplest meaning. Okay? So charity should be done with the right intention. You when you do charity, you don't expect other people to say things to you because you do it on your own intention. And it should be done with the right intention. That is what I'm saying. And it is better to keep our charity a secret. A lot of people do charity without showing their names or writing their names, but they just donate it anonymously. Charity must always be given from lawful source. Okay. So yeah, avoid. Would be a supporting for what I explained later to that sentence, that quote. So avoid giving to others what you would not like being given to yourself. Your unwanted stuff dumped into the hand of poor friend on the doorstep of a charity shop is not called charity, right? So yeah, give something usable and something practical. Okay. And charity begins at home also explained by me at the beginning of the live stream. So I'm not going to talk about it again. Charity should not be followed by a reminder of our deed. Yes, this is deep. Um, hmm. So charity do not keep counts. Um, let's say when you do charity, you don't expect to have something back in return. So for like a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people would expect to have something in return when you do charity. Uh, let's say to at least at as small as some good fortune later in their life. Mm, but that is not charity, all charity is about. But it is about your intention, being willing, you want to help other lives. So that is why you do charity. That is just some of personal opinions, but that's what I found online. So yeah, if you know any other opinions and if you want to contribute to it, just put it in the comment section and let me know. But once again, we have no comments so far. But we come to the final slides already. So thank you very much for watching today's live stream. But that should be all the time we have. So probably let's end it here and stay tuned for the next live stream on Friday. Thank you very much for tuning in and have a good night. Yes,